Hello, it's Dr. P here. We're going to try today to cook on a chiminea. I had to look up how you pronounce that word, but we'll see what happens. So this is the chiminea. They were originally cooking implements, I think, or cooking devices from Spain. So let's see, this is cast iron and I got it from a Lanchester Garden Centre at the end of season sale. So hopefully the kiln dried birch logs will get alight quite quickly. Well, that didn't take much getting alight. Let's see what happens with the logs. I'm going to come back in an hour to see how those 3 birch logs are doing. I'm just doing both sides of the braising steak with a bit of Himalayan pink salt. Rainbow pepper, good. Now I'm going to roughly chop it into chunks before frying it. I'm leaving the fat on. I don't like fat. I'm leaving the fat on to give it some nice taste, and then I might cut the fat off eventually if there is any left. So I've got some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to throw in some garlic, onions, blue, purple onions, whatever you want to call them, and some white onions. Then I'm going to seal the steak, braising steak. That's the next job. I like purple onions, and they're supposed to be good for you. In fact, they're supposed to be better for you than white onions. Something about coloured fruit and vegetables that has a beneficial effect. So I don't want to burn these onions. I just want to get a sort of soft glaze on them, and then I'm going to add my chunks of beef in a second. I've put this fatty bit in as well, but I'm going to take that out after everything's got a little bit of a seal on it. So that was the fatty bit that we don't want, but it's going to help the juices, hopefully. As you can probably guess, I'm no Gordon Ramsay, but I'm going to swear as much as him either. So. The whole plan of this is to make something the day before, like a couple of days before you go camping, and you put it in the freezer and you can take it out the day you need it. It's light, you don't need to have so much to carry with you. It's all prepared, and as you can see, some of these pieces of steak are just getting a little bit of a seal to them. Now that the beef is almost sealed, I'm going to add some mushrooms, and then we'll go over to the slow cooker. Vegetables on the bottom, as I'm presuming that they're going to give off some juices. I'm going to add the broccoli a little bit later. For this rich Diane sauce from Asda, and hopefully this is going to work nicely. And if we need to, we might consider adding some mushroom sauce as well. See how it is. It's a bit dry. See what happens. It looks a bit dry, but I've been assured that there'll be lots of juices come from this, so I'm taking notice of my expert Jackie. All of my pan to the slow cooker. I've got a slow cooker on high for the first hour, and then we're going to turn it down to low from then on. Okay, there's plenty there. Well, the slow cooker's on for an hour at high temperature, and I've heard it said that the difference between a good meal and a mediocre meal is probably a glass of wine. So cheers everybody, yamas to my Greek and Cypriot friends, and let's see what the next hour or two brings. So it's just over an hour and it's looking lovely, and I'm going to turn it down to low heat now. Some really lovely smells. As always, Jackie was right about the juices coming off there, so there's plenty of juice in there, and now Sonny's following me around as if I'm his new best friend. So we've added the broccoli, and I'm going to review this again in 2 hours. I put a few barbecue briquettes on. The chimney's getting very hot now, which is a good thing. So if anyone was wondering where Sonny is, he's in the other field. We don't want him anywhere near because he might burn himself, because he doesn't really know what this is all about. The fire's at its hottest, I think, now, but the problem is that the water is struggling to boil from the top of the chimney. The pre-cooked food from before is in the Tesco freezer bag. Let's see if it'll heat up on this chimney sort of boiling pot. We're struggling to get the water hot enough. It's hot but not boiling in using the heat from the chimney. So I've put the pre-cooked food in its water into the inside of the chimney. My only concern now is that the plastic might melt. Well, it's steaming. Let's see what it's like. Well, the rice is hot. The beef's hot. The vegetables are hot. So we don't have to be eating beans like on Blazing Saddles. So that was good. If you liked the video, please press the like button, the bell for future notifications, and consider subscribing. Thank you.